What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to buy a car in Dubai or even anywhere else, because buying a car is very similar all over the world. But before we get into that, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, and if you have a nice car in Dubai that you don't mind us reviewing it, comment down below and we'll get in touch with you and we'll film your very nice car. We don't pay money, okay? Because some people think we're going to pay money. Unfortunately, we don't pay money. We don't get paid money. I can't pay you money because I don't get paid money. Please don't be 12 years old and tell me that your dad has a nice car. If you're an adult who doesn't mind having his car on the internet, that would be nice of you. But anyways, let's get into today's video. Buying a car is a very, very painful procedure. There's a lot of things that fall into it, and the more you grow up, the more you understand that there's nothing called I find a car and I go pay for it and I take it home.
Oh, that's called prostitution.
So what are those steps? Today we're going to be going over all those steps, so let's get into it. The first step is being research. You have to do a lot of research, and I know you probably know that, and like, well, I've already done research on the car I want. Look for the bad things about the car you want. It might be more than one car. You might be looking at 3-4 different cars. Do your research and compare, because your money is going to be the money wasted here. No one's money is being wasted here other than yours. So make sure you do a whole lot of research and you make sure you go for the right option. Now, after you do your research, the second step is look for a car website. And in our case, if you live in Dubai, we have Dubizzle. Now, Dubizzle makes everything so easy. Dubizzle is not sketchy. There isn't any weird things you have to do. There isn't any fees you have to pay to look at cars. There is nothing. It's completely free and it's very easy to use. This video is not sponsored by Dubizzle, unless they want to, because I'm gonna say a whole lot of good things about Dubizzle in this video. Now, they're not going to sponsor me, but you should send them an email and tell them sponsor this guy. He's saying a whole lot of good things about you. Anyways, you go on Dubizzle, you put your search, you look for whatever car it is you're looking for, and this is where the real fun begins. Knowing that you are sitting here looking for the car that you're going to buy is definitely a very fun thing to do. However, there are a lot of things you need to start looking out for. Number one being mileage. Stop going for cars that are above 100,000 kilometers. I personally would never buy a car that has more than 50,000 kilometers on it, just because most of the cars that I want are sports cars, and sports cars with 100,000 kilometers on them. It's like the process of life. You're birthed and then you live and then you get old, and once you get old you start to have a lot of problems. Now, some people are lucky and they don't have problems when they get old, but most people have a lot of issues when they get older. Same with cars. The more they are driven, the older they get, and the more issues you're going to have to deal with. So make sure to set a standard for yourself of, I'm not going to exceed 50 or 60,000 kilometers, or even the lower you go, the better it is. Obviously, kilometers are going to have to do a lot with the value of the car, but if you're going to have to pay a little bit more, get something a bit more alive and won't give you a very hard time in the near future, then just go for it. And the next thing you need to look out for is it a dealership or is it a private owner? Now, I'm not going to sit here and trash dealerships, but dealerships in Dubai in general, they just want your money, and they will 9 times out of 10 have no idea what the car is, what its specs are, they wouldn't be able to tell you anything about the car. Private owners, they own the car, they are the ones who were driving the car, they know everything about the car. You can get a better service history from them. Most private owners will lie and will tell you, yeah, the car is great, never had an issue. Every car has had an issue at some point. But it's a standard thing. They say nothing and you're like, yeah. But private owners are so much better, because you can just look at their face and you can tell if they're really lying or if they're just being honest. And other than that, you can really find out a lot about a car from its owner rather than a dealership. I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not trying to demote dealerships, but I'm just saying they are mostly not a very fun experience. They just want to take the money. Some of them won't even allow you to drive the car. They'll just treat you very bad, and it's just I'm here to spend money and buy a car, and you're making it hard for me. So try as much as you can to avoid dealerships. And yes, dealership cars will probably always cost less than private owners. But always remember this: if a car is much cheaper than its market value, just know it has an issue. You're not smart, you didn't find a good deal. The car is destroyed. So let's say you did your research and then you went on Dubizzle and you found the perfect car for you. What should you do next? Now, for the sake of this video, let's say you found a private owner with a nice car and you decided to call him. So that's how it works. You call the private owner and you tell him, hi, I saw your car, or I saw the ad of your car. I'm interested. Is it still available? Yes, it's available. They're always almost never free. It's like they want to sell their car, but they're playing hard to get. And they go like, yeah, I'm free next year, but you figure out a time where you're gonna meet up with the guy. You're gonna get sort of an appointment with the owner of the car, and then you're gonna go meet up with him. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to avoid all the pros of the car and look at all the cons. So try as much as you can to evaluate the paint. Obviously, you can't really tell with the naked eye if a car has been painted or not. And yes, sure, you can tell if it's bad quality paint. You can kind of tell, but for the most part you can't really tell. You're not a car expert, you know. It's not your job is not to buy and sell cars 24/7, so sometimes your eye misses on these things. So always try to look for the cons. Try to find out if the car was parked outside or parked in the sun. Yes, all these things make a difference. Then get inside the interior of the car and look all around the place. Look for certain imperfections. Max the AC. Try to find out, you know, if everything's good, cold air, all this stuff. Try to make sure that the car is cold when you first get there, so you can start up the car for the first time in the day, and you can kind of see, you know, how long does it take to start? Does it start straight away? Is it having issues starting? Is the engine making weird noises when it first starts? Look for cons. Stop looking for good things, because when you go buy a car, you are very blinded by love. And what I mean by that is, you look at the car and you're like, wow, I want this car. I don't really care what it has and what issues it has. I don't even want to try it. I just want to pay and go home with it. Save yourself from the issues, and save yourself the money, and save yourself the headache, and save yourself from everything that's not good, and check out the car as much as you can. Now that you checked out the car, you test drove the car, and when you test drive the car, make sure it's not all about speeding. Don't just get in the car and floor it. Just try to drive slow. Go over bumps, feel the suspension, feel the brakes. Is there weird noises? You know, as much as you can, try to act and try to be as smart and educated about buying a car as you could be, because this will give the guy sitting next to you an impression that you know what you're doing. You're not just there to buy a car and leave. You know, I'm here to check out everything. I'm here to find out if the car is good. After you drove the car and you saw the car and you think it's in great condition, now comes the part where you negotiate. When I was younger, I used to think that negotiating is for stingy people or people who don't have much money or blah blah blah. It is not the case. Negotiating is a very standard thing in the world we live in right now. And almost everybody, when they put up their car, they do overprice it because they know you're going to negotiate. And, you know, they want to make 30,000, so they put it up for 35, so they can come down to 32, 31, something like that. So negotiating is key, especially if the car has, you know, minor issues. After negotiation, and hopefully you got to the price that you wanted, you're going to go to the RTA. And now RTA, all they're going to do is, they're going to lift up the car, they're going to do a quick inspection and see if the car has any issues. And when I say issues, I mean major issues. You know, the kind of issues that won't let the car get registered. They have this office upstairs where you go and then you sign papers, and this is the part that I'm not 100% sure about, but it's almost always like this. You go upstairs, they have a little office where you're gonna sign. He's gonna sign over the papers to you, and then they'll give you a new car registration which looks like this. You could choose to have it like that, or you could choose to have it electronically. I obviously chose to have a card because your phone could be dead, you could lose your phone, you could not have internet, and you could get pulled over, and you're gonna need to show them that. And yes, you can take a screenshot, but again, your phone could be dead, you could lose your phone, you can leave your house, then you forget your phone, all these kinds of things. So it's always to have the real thing with you, because that's how life is meant to be. I don't know why everything is going electronic nowadays. But anyways, you're gonna get one of those, you're gonna pick a license plate, and blah, blah. You're not gonna obviously get to pick a nice one, you're just gonna get any license plate. Right, before I forget, or I think I messed up this step. Car insurance. You need insurance, and you have two types of insurance. You have full insurance and you have third-party insurance. Now, full insurance will insure you if you are at fault and even if you're not. Third-party insurance will only involve the other person that you hit. So let's say I hit a minivan, and that minivan will get money out of my insurance to get fixed. My insurance is not going to fix my car, and obviously the other car not being at fault, they're not going to fix my car. So I do have third-party insurance, and thankfully I've never been in a situation where I am at fault and I had to pay for someone and pay to get my car fixed. It's always somebody else that comes and takes a piece of my car with them, and then they end up fixing it with their insurance. However, it is a smart thing to get full insurance, especially if you're just a new driver, because you will make a lot of mistakes. Some people don't. Thankfully, again, I was never in a situation where I was wrong or I had to pay a lot of money to fix someone's car or pay a lot of money to fix my car. So yeah, and try to have your car registered under your dad if you're below 25. This car is registered under my dad, so we pay anywhere between 600 and 900 dirhams a year for third-party insurance, which is less than what we pay for gas nowadays. So it's very cheap. And no, you can't get a car without insuring it, so your car must be insured to be registered, or it has to be insured right after it's registered. I'm almost 100% sure you have to get insurance, before you register the car. But it is something that you do over a couple of hours. You speak to an insurance company and blah, blah, blah. They do everything for you. And they send you a link online and you pay online. So you don't really have to struggle too much with anything. So you sign the papers, you got your insurance, you get your license plates that you don't get to really pick out, but you just get what they give you. There's a guy in a small window that just hands them over to you, and you try to talk to him and he doesn't listen to you, but it is what it is. Here in Dubai, there are a lot of things made easy, and there is a system. If you try to get out of the system, you're not going to get anything out of it. So no, don't try to give someone money for a nice license plate, or don't try to do this. You can legally and do it correctly pay money to get a license plate, but you can't just go up to a guy and tell him, well, look, here's a tenner, give me a 1-digit license plate. It's not how it works. You got your license plates, you're gonna go downstairs. The same guy that was doing the inspection on the car will stick the license plates on, and just like that, you own a car. So in Dubai, it is definitely made easy. And here there are many ways to pay for a car. The two that I am very familiar with are either paying in cash or financing a car. You now put your license plates on, you go home, and congratulations, you just bought a new car. This is how easy it is in Dubai to buy a new car. It's I might have made it seem like a lengthy process, but it's not. Everything that I just told you could happen in less than 24 hours. You know, it's from I found the car today, I met the guy tonight, you know, we spoke, blah, blah. It could all happen in the same 6-hour time frame. So it depends on how fast you are, depends on how ready the person you're talking to is to sell their car, depending on the day of the week. Because I'm always unlucky, and I was very unlucky with my car because I had to go to Abu Dhabi to get it, and I went there and we had to bring it all the way back here. My dad is a pilot, so he's always flying, and you know, the car had to sit at home, and I was waiting for him to come back so we can go register the car. So the time of the day you go is also very important. So try to meet up with the guy early afternoon, or preferably early in the morning if you both could, so you can have everything done by, you know, it's 6 p.m. and you're good, you're done, you have the car, you're going home, and you have some time to enjoy it for the rest of the day. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe again. And if you happen to have a nice car in Dubai and you don't mind us reviewing it again, comment down below again, and we'll get in touch with you again and we'll film your car again.